What up, y'all? This is Zircon, and today we're signing into another Gaming Thoughts with Z. In this game on Blair Witch. Now, let's go ahead and I'm going to go ahead and let you guys know what this game is before we get into my initial thoughts on the game. What this game is a sort of a walking simulator slash puzzle making horror game, a psychological horror game. Now, when I first, and also I'm going to go ahead and specify that my frame drops are not working out too well right now, so hopefully everything looks okay for you. Looks okay. I'm going to go ahead and state that, so yeah. But this is a sort of a walking simulator slash puzzle slash psychological horror game. And it is based around a former military captain, I believe he was, who's essentially suffering from anxiety neurosis. That's what we identified that he was diagnosed with. So, and we essentially go into the woods to find a kid that was lost in there. Now, when I first watched the trailers to this game, I didn't entirely know what I was getting into. I was more or less expecting a sort of Outlast-esque form of game where there would be a lot of running and more story based. And when I started playing it did not turn out quite as such. It didn't feel that way until more towards the end of the game. Now this game wasn't very long. It was about 7-8 hours long. Now I myself personally, I'm not very fond of walking simulators, which is what this game felt more of like. And this game didn't really change that fact. So it was a neat little game. It wasn't very long. Now, I could argue about the price range, though, which might be a little bit of a downfall. The graphics were pretty good. I liked them. The story-wise, it kind of jumbled around a little bit. You'll essentially have to be looking around in order to find what you're looking for, which is what kind of somewhat killed it for me, because it ended up feeling more like a Amnesia slash Slenderman-esque style game. Now, I really did like Amnesia. One of my favorite horror games of all time. And this game, it was alright. Now, it was alright. The mechanics were neat. The mechanics were neat. It alerted you most of the time of when you needed to use them, and sometimes you could use them without needing to go any further than that. So, now an official rating I would give this game would probably be maybe a 7 out of 10. Normally I would give it higher. Normally I would give horror games that I really enjoyed higher, but this one I didn't entirely enjoy. I did enjoy it, but I felt like it I felt like it could have been a little bit better, because there were times in the game where I ended up getting lost, and it wasn't entirely explanatory. It didn't really explain much for some of the puzzles that needed to be done. I did end up figuring them out, and there were also points in times where I was wandering around aimlessly, unsure of what to do. Now, so that's really about all I can say about this game, because there really wasn't entirely much to it. Because again, it was only about a 7-hour game. Not very, a 7-8 hour game. Not very long. Which was a bit of a downfall for me. I think it could have been longer. And also, now, it did take it a little bit for it to get better. It did get better towards the end, but at the beginning it was really slow paced. It was really slow paced, and that was essentially killing it for me. But what intrigues me is that there's multiple endings to this, and I, in my playthrough, ended up not getting the good playthrough, the good ending. I think I got the bad ending. Now, I'm not entirely sure of what the other endings look like. I won't be now. In all honesty, I won't be playing this again. It didn't feel that good. It didn't feel good enough for another playthrough. It didn't feel good enough for another playthrough. So, well, once again, I would probably give this a good maybe 6 or 7 out of 10 rating for my own personal rating. So other than that, that's really all I have for this one. So yeah, thank you guys for coming out. Hope you enjoyed this little segment, and yeah, I wish I could think of other stuff to say about it. I actually really couldn't. All I could say is the voice acting was okay. And all in all, the game itself was okay. It was okay. So, other than that, that's all I have for this one, guys. Thank you for coming out. I hope you enjoyed this video. And as always, hope to see you more for another. Can't wait to see you in the next Gaming Thoughts with Z. So, this is Zircon, signing out. Bye, y'all.